Welcome to Coffee with Grant and KZN Top Business.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Pat, you are the head of IDC in KZN. And for years, I've been sending people to you, people asking me, who do we go to for advice on financial stuff and all those kind of business plans and incredible things that you do.
Thanks, Grant. Yeah, as you know, the IDC has been in existence from 1940, and our primary focus is providing industrial financing to manufacturing sector. And on the services side, we look at the tourism and the ICT sector. So primarily, our focus is on industrial financing, and with that comes the social development side, which is job creation, localization, BEE, black industrialists, or youth businesses. We have offices in Durban and Pietermaritzburg, so KZN is quite a busy office, and especially in the textile and clothing and footwear industry. It's a primary driver in the KZN economy, and more especially with our arbor across from our offices here. So we focus a lot on that, and the related sectors like agro-processing for export of perishable goods, the metals industry, chemicals.
I'm going to ask that horrible question now that everybody wants to ask, is COVID.
Yes.
And how has that impacted on the IDC and KZN's economy?
Yeah, I think COVID across all sectors has impacted businesses negatively, but from the IDC, we took the stance of trying to assist these businesses to recover from or stimulate the economy. And IDC has various interventions that was announced, nationally to assist businesses in COVID. So we got the essential supplies for COVID. There's a list of essential supplies as outlined by the Department of Treasury. So we assist companies in providing those PPEs or other important medical device into the economy to prevent further infection. Over and above that, we got the distress funding. We got the normal distress funding to assist businesses, provided they have a clear turnaround plan to turn around in the next 12 to 24 months. That's the normal distress. Then we got the SME distress funding that is targeted for those small emerging enterprises where turnover of less than 50 million rands per annum is required. The maximum loan will be 15 million rands, with the minimum a million rands, and that comes at primeless 3%. So it's quite an attractive interest rate, but the important thing is you have to have a turnaround plan that we can see the business can turn around in the next 12 to 24 months. For example, if you were supplying the automotive sector and suddenly there's not enough demand there. So now we're saying, what is your product, which other sector can you supply into? And you had to be, in a healthy financial position before COVID started. Okay. There's a lot of small businesses in KZN, and I think there's an opportunity to access funding from the IDC at competitive rates, very competitive rate, but provided you have a proper turnaround plan, to sustain that business. And sustainability is the key word here.
What is the IDC's function compared to a traditional bank?
We take a bigger risk, and we do a proper due diligence. That's where we do, and we're not a security-based lender. We do take security, but our first consideration is the economic merit of the business, meaning it has to be sustainable and viable and profitable. In our application process, we go through what we call an initial assessment to see that it meets all the criteria. And once that stage has passed, we go into what we call a due diligence process. So the regional officers will look at any application up to 15 million. Any amount over 15 million, we will pass that inquiry/application to the relevant business unit up at head office. so that the client starts dealing with the same person from day one, as opposed to dealing with us and then moving. So that will reduce the touch points and also reduce the turnaround times.
And projects that are currently happening in KZN that you maybe want to, a little bit of positive news?
Yeah, there is a lot of projects. We're looking at a lot of applications, and yeah, I think there's a positive outlook in terms of what's happening, and hopefully, as we move back to normality, business will start to increase, and there's a number of applications in our pipeline currently, and I remain positive that with time there will be a greater request for more funding, and the economy opens up, and then we can get the economy going again.
I think what we found now, coming almost post-COVID, is that people are restructuring, re-looking at and reorganizing their businesses. So there will be a lot of new opportunities coming out of this.
Yes, I'm sure, because I think COVID gave people time to reflect, and change is inevitable. And I think with COVID, a lot of businesses started to re-look at their business model, and hopefully from that you can take out positive, messages from your business in terms of turning it around and making it more effective and increasing your bottom line. And I think the word is cost effective.
It's quite a positive slant you've taken today. Have you got anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, I think from a business point of view, I think is remain compliant, because have all your documentation, have all your compliant requirements in, like your tax, your financial statement up to date, your tax certificate up to date. That will assist in turn around your application quicker. A lot of understand, small businesses, it's a one-man or a family-owned business, and you have to be everything in the business. But start looking to manage your business like a corporate. I always tell customers or entrepreneurs, be honest with that, because our due diligence process will unpack if you haven't been truthful.
Exactly.
And remember, when you're projecting turnover and all, you have to be able to quantify it. And that's the difficult part, is how do you quantify, or you need to make a call that, okay, that, as you said, realistic, that turnover is achievable. Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve those turnovers, you're not generating the income. And if you don't generate the income, you're not going to have the affordability to service that debt. Okay, and that's what we as deal makers is assessing on a daily basis, and that's the risk that we have to mitigate at the end of the day.
So that advice you've just given us now is incredible. It's the kind of advice that is plainly obvious to most, but a typical candidate wanting that advice, what is the process involved?
Well, we got an online portal that you can apply. Our regional offices are open Monday to Friday, so they can walk in here. We have relevant deal consultants or deal makers that can attend to your inquiry/application, that can guide you. We're only a phone call away. So I suggest, and I always tell clients, make an appointment, come and sit with us. Pitch your business proposal to us. From that, we can identify whether it meets our mandate or requirement. Or if not, we can refer you to the relevant different funding institute, be it commercial bank. Remember, the IDC is, we don't compete with anyone. We don't crowd out anyone, any of the finance, we crowd them in. So our responsibility as a development finance institution is to assist clients. And if we can't assist them in line with our mandate, we always pass them on to the other DFS, like the KZN Growth Fund, or the Itala, or the commercial banks, or business partner. So we're always there to ensure that the client gets the right information. Again, in terms of the business plan. You can come sit with us, have a formal appointment. We'll go through your business proposal. We'll guide you what information that we need so that when that business plan is received, it's comprehensive and it's covered all those aspects that needs to be attended to. And therefore I'm saying, if you have your business running in terms of all your compliant issues, from your management account to your tax returns to your unemployment to your compliance in terms of paying salaries, in terms of union rate, if all that is on par or on board, it just makes that application seamless and the turnaround time reduces. So in a nutshell, our offices are open. Entrepreneurs can make appointment, come sit with us, and we can discuss their proposal, and we can assist them on the way forward.
Pat, if I was an entrepreneur, I'd take that advice, because for many years I've taken advice from you. So Pat Moodley from the IDC in KZN, I'd like to thank you for joining me on Coffee with Grant.
No, thank you. Thanks for the invitation.